Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to another ship review. This is Fist-25, and I'm freezing out here at Microtech. And hey, it's time for another ship review, and we're gonna look at this bad boy to my right. Oh, look at that. That, my friends, is the Mercury Star Runner, and I've been waiting so long to do this review, and yeah, we're gonna get this started right now. All right, everybody, welcome back to Fisting Jawa Save the Universe. Man, my guy is freezing, and I don't want to get all the text in there, so if I die, that's not going to be good. But, there we go. That's a better view. The Mercury Star Runner, everybody. One of my absolute favorite ships in the game. I mean, it's been... I've waited so long for this ship. When I got it, I didn't get it early enough to get one of the unique skins, but it's just been a dream. This ship is absolutely hands down top 5, one of my favorite ships in Star Citizen. There's so much to it. An excerpt out of the brochure. Catering to governments and the private sector alike, Crusader Industries Star Runner chassis raises the bar on speed and efficiency while remaining a stalwart of reliability. The Mercury ticks all the boxes expected of a dependable courier vessel, and then some. Whatever you're transporting, there's nothing safer or more secure than a Mercury. So a lot of us know this ship as the Mercury Star Runner, but when it was first kind of came out, it was really just called the Mercury. And I mean, that's fine. I think it's just an extrapolation of the name. There is, there's no other variants of this ship as of right now, but it is, everybody calls it the MSR or the Mercury Star Runner. I usually call it the MSR. It's one of 2 ships in the game right now that you can put a custom name on. If you see in the picture, let's see. Oh, looking straight up. If you look way up towards the top, you can see mine is called the TCS Diligent. And that actually comes from the movie Wing Commander, where Paladin's ship is the Diligent. But that was already taken, so I had to name it TCS, which in the Wing Commander universe stands for the Terran Confederation ship or something like that. So let's take an outside look before I freeze to death of the MSR. It is super wintry and cold out here in Microtech, so we got to make this one fairly short. This is one of the very few asymmetrical ships in the game. You can see on the starboard side, it has a kind of a large module up by the cockpit there. I believe that is for, what did they say it was for? I think it was for fuel, or there's something that actually goes there. There's a reason for it to be like that. Whereas the port side, you just basically see the intake for that engine. It has a standard kind of tricycle landing gear. And it also has 2 manned turrets. One of them you can see on the bottom, and now you can see the one on the top as well. And then that chin turret right under the bridge is the pilot guns. All of these guns are the same. They come stock with Panther 337s, which is actually a great choice in 315, 315.1. As we walk around the starboard side, you can see that we have the thrusters and stuff, giving us our lateral movement. It's very light and bright out here. This is the stock paint scheme for the MSR. You can see on the top it says, whoa, as I fall down, of course, because I'm not paying attention to where I'm walking. You can see it says Mercury on the side there. And we're going to get better views of that as we look at the ship once we take off and get out in the air. Take a look at inside the wheel wells there. A little bit of ice and frost maybe going on because we're at Microtech. Look at those clouds up there, by the way. Phenomenal. We're going to go fly through those. It has a very standardized type of look for the back end here with the engines. Very, very Crusader-like. I believe the MSR was the very first Crusader ship we saw in the game that came out. The year of 2020 and 2021 have really been the year of Crusader. We've seen the MSR come out. I think it came out in 312, like about a year ago. So this review is late. I think it came out in 312, and then we saw the Hercules Starlifters come out, and we've recently seen the Ares, Ion, and Inferno come out. So we're really waiting on that Genesis Starliner, CIG. Can't wait to be able to take people around and get paid to be a pilot. Anyway, guys, so there's not much you can do here on the outside. The ship actually sits very tall. It's a lot bigger than most people give it credit for, I think. Walk underneath it, you can kind of hear it. Power is on. So yeah, it's making a little bit of rumble there. There is this manned turret on the bottom, and we'll hop in there a little bit later. And those size 3 guns. And as of right now, guys, there is only one way to enter this ship, and that is from the back. This ship does, what does that say? Access cargo computer. Okay. There's CIG has said they wish they put another entrance, at least like a hidden entrance or an exit in this ship. And I agree with them. I think that would be ideal. The reason is because this ship, you can do a lot of different things on it. And one of those things is smuggling. And it's really the only ship that has a dedicated, there's a couple ships that have it. One of them being the Taurus, I think. But this has a dedicated hidden storage compartment where the Taurus is not really hidden. You have to get into the underbelly of this ship to see it. And we're going to do that on the video. So there may be spoilers if you haven't figured that out. Although it's a year old. You guys should know by now. So without further ado, we're going to go up to this little ramp access thing here. We're going to hold down our F key and zoom in. Till when you highlight the open and click on it, this door will open. Now, word of warning. Don't run up this ramp. Do not sprint up the ramp. Just go up it like normal, because people have been known to die right there on the top, falling into your own ship and exterminating your life. So until that's fixed, just walk up your ramp. We're going to go ahead and use this button, and we're going to close this cargo bay. And there we go. Now that we're nice and getting warm in our comfy ship, we're here in the cargo area. We're going to do the interior tour. This is the cargo area of the Crusader MSR, Mercury Star Runner. Notice we do have a lights panel here. We can hit the lights, and it gets dim. Some mood lighting, right? And I think, we hit them again, and they turn off. The reason the lights are on right now is because the ship is actually on. Just the engines aren't on. So you can actually fit 114 SCU of cargo in here, but it's not all going to be in this general area right here. Some of it's going to be in the secret storage area, which we'll get to in a minute. Some of the stats of this ship: the Mercury Star Runner is a courier ship. That's what it was designed to be. Manufactured by Crusader Industries, that is focused on quickly and discreetly delivering small payloads of goods or data. Yes, this is also a multi-role ship. It is a data runner, which we'll get into that when we get over to the scanner section. With features such as dedicated data storage computers and smugglers' holds, the Mercury made a name for itself, delivering crucial information into the right hands. For Whitley's Guide, the Mercury is one of the most agile data runners on the market, consistently scoring with the top 5 fastest combined use transport ships available today. This ship has a maximum crew of 3. It says the minimum crew is 2, and I kind of agree with that, but you can definitely solo with this ship. It was my daily driver for about 6 months. I'm currently just testing out some of the other ships, but you could definitely solo with this ship, especially like cargo missions and things like that. Like I said before, the cargo capacity is 114 SCU. You can buy the ship in game for 4.9 million Alpha UEC. And I believe right now you can buy it at the Crusader storeroom, or the Crusader. I don't even know what it's the ship store at Orison. The MSR should be for sale up there. You can rent it for 98,000 credits a day or 49,000 rec a day. When you claim the ship, it takes about 28 minutes, almost 29 minutes. Expedite is just under 5 minutes, and it costs about 7,200 credits to expedite. This ship is time limited sales. You can't buy it whenever you want, but when you do buy it, it goes for $260 as a standalone ship and $230 as a warbond ship. What else about this ship? It actually has some pretty good stock weapons. And we'll get into that when we do the loadout. But some of the features are the data storage computers. They have built-in encryption protocols, data kill switches, and customizable security that allows the Mercury to ensure that private information never falls into the wrong hands. There's a dedicated scanning station, which we'll get into in a minute. Allows for the collection data of missions for private resale, and a shielded subfloor storage, a stealthy hidden set of compartments for discreet and sensitive cargo. So you're going to see this thing right here. You notice how I don't have any access to this door. Well, that'll become more important later. But let's walk around the cargo area of the ship right now. Right now, this does fit a rock. I believe it fits a rock DS. Things it won't fit. It won't fit a Nova tank. It won't fit a ballista, and it will not fit a Spartan. But it will fit an Ursa rover. And pretty much everything else you can throw at it can fit inside here, and you can put cargo in it. Walking over to this side here, it doesn't say it right here. It's supposed to. This is the engineering compartment. And inside here is our quantum drive, right? And we have some interactables here. This is the stock quantum drive. It's an industrial grade C Bolon. It's pretty slow. We have our power plants over here. These are all, everything here is stock. The only thing that's really interactable here is just opening up the panels for like our coolers. Make sure there's, oh, there it is. It's in there. It's kind of on the bottom. And things like that. Now this door is a little suspect, right? Because yes, folks, it is a door. We can't actually get to it right now, but this is part of the whole hidden compartment scheme. We will get back to that later when we do the hidden compartment stuff. Let's go back into the cargo bay. And we are going to go up to here. Now, what most of us veteran MSR owners do is we just either climb the ladder. Oh, which it won't let you climb. You actually have to jump. And you can go into that server room and that door. Or there actually is a little elevator here. You can click on the up. And if you're lazy, the elevator will take you up. It's a little bit slower, but you do get a little bit of a bird's eye view up here. And we're going to go into the servers room. Okay, you can see this is a big part of the ship, right? There's multiple data storage servers, and this is where all the type of scanning and data hacking type of gameplay that's going to be a big part of the MSR. There's a dedicated scanning room in there, which we're going to go in a minute. Up front there is the bridge, and over here is the two turret down and turret up stations. So they are manned turrets. We'll get in there in just a minute. It's really cool to, one physically goes down and one physically goes up. It's pretty neat. So with this interim room here, we're going to go ahead and go into the scanning room. There we go. Okay, so now we're in the scanning room. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot here. There's a lot of space right here. Is it unused space, which I don't like? Not quite. We'll get into that in a minute. We're going to enter the support seat. Now, this function of the game, the scanning, it doesn't actually work right now. There is no data running. That feature is not in the game. I think when hacking is coming in, which I think is Q2 or Q3 of 2022, this might actually play a role in the ship. Now, if I hit F4 and we take a look at the ship on the outside, you can see this little thing here. Not only can you see the name on the ship, TCS Zildjian, but you see this little O3 right here. Well, when we turn on our systems here, if I can find the power on button. Power on. So we do have comms up here, and we have an MFD, and we have a little deploy thing here. And what that does, when you click deploy, it actually deploys this little radar dish up there, and that's basically our scanning station, our scanning area. I don't know if that's something that can be destroyed in the future and blown off if it's actually deployed or not, but that is what we will do when we actually want to scan. I'm sure these screens will come in handy when we do that. But as of right now, there really is no gameplay associated with that other than retracting and then extending the scanning dish. So we're going to go ahead and exit this seat. And before I leave the room, I am going to show, because I might not come back here. There is something on the floor. And if we hold down F and we move forward, you see there's open door. Now this will lead you to the subfloor area of the MSR, but we're gonna go in there a different way. So right now we're gonna close the door, but this is one way to access the sub area of the ship. Okay, from servers, we've already looked at our our scanning stations. We'll go into the turrets in a minute. Let's go forward one door towards the bridge. Now in this middle section here, right forward is the bridge. And I believe, is it this one? I think one of these actually floor panels pops up. It might be in the next room, or we might have to do it from the bottom. But in this section of the ship, you have habitation and recreation. We're going to go ahead and do habitation first. And this is the living quarters for the crew of the ship. Remember, maximum crew of 3. You can see here, there's like some storage areas and stuff, and I hope one day we'll be able to access that, and some shelving and things like that. There's a couple different desks here that give you access to some computer screens and stations. It actually looks fairly lived in, although we can't really interact with a lot of the things in here. Back here is the actual sleeping quarters. A couple barbell or dumbbell weights, pair of shoes, a teddy bear, things like that. You can sleep on the ship. We'll go ahead and take a seat. And it gives us an outside view. That's very interesting. I did not expect that, so you can't actually see me sit down. Sorry. This button here turns off the lights, so we can go to sleep in the dark. But yes, there are 3 beds here. There's no other real function. There's no storage under the bed. There's no, I assume these will be storage here in the future. There is some storage lockers here for each crew member. So this will be where you put your, your armor, or clothing or things like that. There are 2 restrooms on the ship here, and they're kind of these side panel doors. Kind of a neat design how they're kind of built into the side of the ship here. But you can see it's a shorelet, right? So it's a shower, it's a toilet, it's everything in one. There we go. And you can even sit on the toilet. And for extra privacy, we would probably want to close the door. And there we go. So very much like an airplane bathroom. And again, we can't see ourselves. That stinks. Oh, whoops, I hit it too many times. Okay. So there is our toilet area. We got a sink, we got a shower, we got everything we need in there. Just not a whole lot of space. So we're going to leave the habitation area here, and we are going to not head to the bridge. We're going to head to the recreation area, which is one of the cooler features of the MSR. It is very Millennium Falcon-like, if that makes sense. It's a ship that's made for cargo. It can do other functions. It is quite fast for a ship of its size. It's got a recreation area with a chess table and some couches and some books, a place where some of the crew can just relax. There's not much you can interact with in here. The chessboard is fully interactive, but like you can't use the microwave, or you can't get into the where all the drinks are and the freezers and everything like that. You can sit down on the couch. which is good for when you're, people are moving around, you won't fly all over the ship. And yes, this chessboard is actually fully interactive. So let's say we'll grab a piece here and we'll place it right there. And so, yes, you can actually play chess with other people here. But there's another function here with the chessboard, and it's one of the cooler ones. If you grab the white queen right here, and you go up here, and there's this little round Crusader thing. You place it there. This chess table spins out of the way, and we get access to our secret compartment. So there we go. So I say, before we go to the bridge, let's hop down there. And boom. So now we're in the subfloor area of the Mercury Star Runner. From here, there's not a whole lot of signage. You can see we can see up. It does say recreation up there, so we know kind of where we're going. If we move forward, we can see things on the floor, server and cargo. I don't have my helmet on, so I don't really have a light. So I guess I don't know if those signs are actually accurate. It does say recreation that way, and it does say server and cargo that way, so not sure. But this one says scanning and engineering, so we will head this way. There's nothing up there. Sometimes I don't remember this. You can definitely hear the rumble of the ship in this compartment. As we move forward, here is the scanning area, which we were at before, with the scanning seat up there. Let's see. There we go. You have to jump out of there. And here we are. We're in the scanning section where we looked at this door earlier. We will once again duck. And I'm completely lost. There is a door here. There we go. So this is that door I was talking about. It is a door to the other side of the cargo area, right? This is where all the ship's systems are at. So that's one method of getting into the cargo bay. This door only opens and closes on this side. Going this way towards the cargo area. There is another door somewhere. We're going to have to find it. As we make our way through, yeah, it gets kind of confusing. Recreation, server room, habitation. So we're actually under habitation at this point. And boom, look guys, we're in habitation. Another little secret door area, right? I mean, you can get to this thing in many different ways. And we saw over here, this is the secret spot, right? This is our hidden storage compartment. And when we watch the reunion video, we're going to be able to see that Alex Dugan has her Banu friend Mashulan in like a cryo chamber thing right here in the storage area. If you fill up the ship with full storage, you will actually see cargo in this area, and this is the shielded smuggling type of cargo area. So it'll be interesting when the cargo refactor gets here how we'll be able to manage to put stuff in here. Again, this door right here is only accessible opening and closing from the other side, not this side. But if we come right here, notice this is like that little compartment in the cargo area. We can open that door. Hey, and guess what? We're in the cargo bay once again. So multiple ways to get in and out of here. Very cool. It's just one of the super neat things about the ship. I mean, who doesn't like to have little secret compartments and stuff all around the ship? Okay, then that's the server room up there. I don't think we closed that. Oh, there. See, that was the compartment I was talking about, guys. That there's another one out there. Come on, let me get out. Maybe I have to go this way. There we go. So where the turrets are, there is another compartment right before you hit that bridge door. So we'll go ahead and close that so I don't fall in. There's the scanning. Okay, so I was one too far. So that's as far as the subfloors go. let's go ahead and make our way to the bridge. In here, this is just a long hallway. There isn't really anything to do in here. This looks like maybe these are the computers or something like that for the actual ship. But there's really nothing you can do here. There's no hatches you can open or anything like that. We come in here to what is one of the better bridge layouts, I must say. Over here, it looks like there's some weapon racks that you can do stuff with. One of the neat things you can do, or that you used to be able to do, is to close this door, and then I can lock it. And this door would now be locked for all passengers that are not myself or party members. So a party member can open and unlock the doors, but someone that you're just transporting, they can't get into the bridge if you lock the door. So that's actually really cool functionality. There's also some lights you can mess with, I believe. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, lights are still on. So that, whatever that is, it doesn't work. So anyway, the seat on the right is the co-pilot seat. The seat on the left is the pilot seat. We'll go ahead and check the co-pilot seat first, just to get it out of the way. The only thing the co-pilot can really do is missiles, things like that. So button-wise, turn power on.
Crusader Industries, a journey worth taking.
Yeah, that sound shouldn't be playing because the ship's actually on. The engines aren't on. They do have some MFDs, but really all your co-pilot is going to be doing over here. I guess they can open the cargo bay. Does it? It actually does open, so they can do that. They can also do missile operator mode, and that's really about it for right now. So we're going to go ahead and exit this seat, and we're going to hop in the main operator seat, which would be the pilot. There we go. Now, I mentioned earlier that there is a crew of 3, a maximum crew of 3, because there's only 3 beds. But really, there's 5 different stations for this ship. And that's important because your other 2 people that aren't flying the ship, they need a role. One of them could be the co-pilot, or they could be in the scanner seat, or they could both or one of them be in the turret. So you have to pick and choose those roles as applicable. So let's get into the cockpit layout of the Mercury Star Runner. Starting with, you have 4 multifunction displays that are available. You have engine on, engine off over there. That's a switch. I think it's the only switch over there. Yep. On the left MFD, you have power on, power off. Over here on the far left, we don't really have much. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 MFDs. Sorry. This one is its own MFD. And then we have the power MFD up here. So this one's a twofer. Over here on the switch panel over here, we have open cargo bay, open exterior, press to unlock over there. And I think that's really it. This is open cargo bay. Yeah, so that's it over there. We can exit the seat. I'm not sure if I don't think this is an ejection pod or anything, but I'll have to look into it to see if this thing, it's Crusader, so it should be some kind of ejection. Notice we do have access to the ground over there. We can actually see the ground, and I have my lights on, so you can see how the lights illuminate as it's getting darker. It's sunset over here. And that's about it as far as glass goes. Look at this ton of glass in the canopy, right? Very good range of view, and you can still view the ground out here. So let's take a look at the ship from an exterior as we just pan around in the sunset. It's a beautiful ship in my opinion. There's that asymmetric look, and it looks a lot smaller than what it actually is. But there's the engines right there. There is I guess I'd call them wings. I guess they'd be wings. And then the front area, I don't think we can't shoot anything right now because we're in armistice, but there we go, folks. Kind of an exterior pan of the Mercury Star Runner. We'll do that a little bit more in space. I say right now we fly off into this beautiful sunset. So let's go ahead and lift up. This is just spacebar. This isn't afterburner. We get here, we see our tricycle landing gear there. We will go ahead and raise that up, and we can see that animation. There we go. The ship is not necessarily stealthy, but it is very sleek. Okay. So let's yaw out, and we will head towards that sunset and those beautiful clouds. Pass through the trees. We can see we're sort of approaching SCM speed. I'm not sure if we'll hit it in this atmosphere on Microtech. We'll get close. So at Microtech, we're 187 or so. Is kind of slowly climbing up as we get some altitude. And this is about as good as it gets here. Look at that sunset, guys, with the Mercury Star Runner. That is a beautiful screenshot. Maybe that's thumbnail. I don't know. Whew. Just the clouds and the shading. It is a beautiful, beautiful ship. There we go. Maybe that'll be it. Pan around. We're kind of getting into the soup now with the clouds out here at Microtech. One reason I wanted to do the show out here, or the video out here. We'll hit the afterburners and show you what that looks like here as we get really into the clouds. Yeah, you can see the ship it does turn fairly slow. It is not the most agile of flyers in atmosphere. I can tell you that right now. So we kind of head towards the sun over there. Stanton. I just like taking a bunch of screenshots. And why not do it during the video? So, okay, I got everything cranked up. It looks like we are at this altitude of about 4,400 meters. We're doing all right. We're at about 243 on our speed. Let's go ahead and do a roll. You can see how slow the roll actually is in atmosphere. And we'll compare that to what we can do in space. Not super fast. Here's the pitch. Just a full loop-de-loop here. Again, pretty slow, but it is a fairly good-sized ship. It does carry more cargo than the Constellation, except for the Taurus. And here is our yaw. The yaw is actually really good. For a ship of this size, it yaws really, really well. Considering how slow the pitch of the roll is. So with that, everybody, let's take this beast out into space. We'll climb up to a 90-degree mark. And there we go. We'll just head out. Get a view of the MSR. Beautiful 4K. As we head directly up from the surface of Microtech. Whew. It's a good looking ship. It's going pretty well. I've definitely been in much slower ships to exit atmosphere. You can definitely hit the boost. You can see how fast the boost goes. It actually gives us a lot of boost, but it goes down fairly quickly. And we're just at a standard power capacity. You can see the boost is recharging pretty slow. So be careful with how much boost you use. I'll go ahead and give the thrusters full boost or full recharge. And you can see now it's coming up a little bit faster, but it's still pretty darn slow. So I'm gonna go back to hit F8. As we make our way out to space, let's hit an OM marker if we can find one. I wish I could map the OM stuff. Be a lot easier. There's one up there. Okay. OM4. Okay, we'll quad him out. All right, so let's get what our actual SCM is. It's saying 214. I have a sneaking suspicion it's actually 215. We'll go all the way up to max power, max throttle. It's progressing pretty nicely. It's just like all the other ships. There's a lot more on the top end than there's a bigger variation in the bar, in the lower end. But it looks like 1286, maybe 1287 max. Let's give it a oh no, wrong button. Let's give it a full roll in space. A lot better in space, right? No gravity or friction, at least that much friction to hold us back. We'll take a look at the pitch here. Not too bad, about what, a little bit better than it was on the planet. And then we'll look at our yaw. Again, I think the yaw was actually better in atmosphere, but I may just have a different. It's hard to get perspective right sometimes when you're in space versus when you're out here, when you're in atmosphere. Speaking of weapons, I just turned on missile operator mode. I didn't mean to, but it does come with stock with 4 Tempest 2s and 2 Arrestor 2s. So you do have some missile options there. As far as the pilot weapons, I have 2 Panther 337s. They have a pretty good 84 rounds at standard capacitor. That's not that bad. They fire pretty well. They are gimbaled because they're on a chin turret, so the lasers do move around. You can auto gimbal these. So while we're doing this, let's go ahead and exit the seat. It's a good time to hop into the turrets. All right, we're gonna head back. Before I do that, I am going to put my helmet on just in case, because sometimes the turrets can get a little weird and you lose oxygen in there. So the first one we'll hit, we'll go turret down. Let's go from the outside. Oh, it's not showing. There we go. So we're actually going to go down. Woo, there we go. So now we're on the very bottom turret of the ship. Actually, I guess we have to power on the turret. This one is on the top, or the other one I believe is on the bottom. So power on. There we go. This one is the same size 3 energy weapons, Panther 337s, but you have 251 ammo in the bottom turret. So it's kind of hard to see. I don't really have the sun on it, but there we go. So pretty good view. It can fire almost straight down. So if you're coming in to take out like a turret at a FPS mission or something like that, you definitely probably want someone in the bottom turret because a lot of ammo and it can fire straight down. So there we go. Okay. Let's hop out of this turret. I really like the animations of coming up and coming down. And I always let the animation finish or else you might clip through the ship. So we're going to enter the top turret. There we go. We're going to go up. Woo! All right. So just like I said, to turn it on, it's at the bottom on the top turret. Top on the bottom. So here we go. Top turret is on. And for some reason, we have 201 ammo on the top turret. It's kind of weird. But yeah, all that works. You can see our top turret moving. So it's actually 6 guns on this ship with a full crew. And that's actually pretty darn good. The Star Runner can definitely defend itself if it needs to. So there is your turret gameplay for the MSR. And and we're going to get out of the seat. Boom. There we go. Okay, let's head back to the bridge. Oh, that's cargo. Don't want to go to cargo. We want to go to the bridge. How'd I get lost in my own ship twice? I'm not sure. So what can this ship do? Well, I could have filled it up with cargo down there on the planet, but this ship, it can act as a small fighter. It's not meant to fight. It can defend itself. It can do a little bit of offensive stuff, but it's really meant to be a runner. It's called the Star Runner for a reason. So it does have pretty darn quick acceleration. The boost, just to get to there, I used a little bit more than half of my boost. But it does handle pretty well as large of a ship as it is. I've said that multiple times. I can't emphasize it enough. So I think next up in the video, we're probably going to go take this into a solo fight, show you how it performs. We do have a brochure for the Mercury Star Runner. We're going to get into that. We're going to go over the loadout. We have a special. We're not going to talk about the belligerent duck too much, but the commercial for the MSR is going to be the video, The Reunion, which is a really cool machinima type thing that CIG did. It was 2 separate videos and it became one. We're going to watch that as the effective commercial for the MSR. Yeah, and then we'll hop in and we'll get a full crewed MSR and we'll go see how that handles in a fight. And we're also going to do a cargo run because I want to show you what it looks like with cargo. And we'll also do if it fits its ships because this thing can hold vehicles too. So thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for the next segment. We're going to go do a little solo dogfighting and we'll see you in just a few. All right, guys, I am back and no lying here. I was filming this earlier and I did blow up because we're on, actually, see those asteroids? Oh yeah. We're on the dark side of Magda and I did not see one and I blew up. So just to let you know, that does happen. So I'm not in range yet. This guy is a freelancer miss. I'm going to keep MVG on. Sorry if it bugs anybody. And of course, missile operator mode isn't going to work. But at least the target is... I'll get credit for this mission now. Because the target is in the blue diamond. We turn on my auto gimbals. And so this is basically 2 size 3s up against a freelancer miss who has good shields and is moving pretty darn well. Right now I'm keyboard and mouse because I have a really weird spot on my joysticks right now. This is a medium risk mission. Okay, I'm gonna boost weapons up 2 notches on the capacitor triangle. Recharge a little faster, give me a little bit more. Switch back over to night, like regular night. Turn my lights on, see if that helps. Woohoo! Yeah. The miss? Oh, here we go. Here's some missiles someone's shooting at me. There we go. All right, target destroyed. Let's go to the next one. At least I completed this one. I have just not been having fun dogfighting in 315 because of the delays of the targets getting in. I'm a fairly impatient person, I guess, as we destroy this Aegis Eclipse really fast. And 315 has just not been fun dogfighting. Waiting for these targets to get in and... like when you kill the main guy, everybody else just becomes, they just sit there, right? Because it's like there's this huge database lag and not a fan. CIG and this is my favorite part of the game, is dogfighting. Plus my sticks are, I have this weird desk and it's at like a 45-degree angle. and I just got a pair of Verpal Alpas, and I tried to mount them to my chair, but they kind of hit the desk, and so I need to get a new desk, and I am thinking about getting I already have a Titan Secret Labs chair, and I really like their desk, so I'm thinking about getting their desk. If you guys have any recommendations for a gaming desk, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear some recommendations, as I haven't bought one yet, but I am highly in the market because I really want to use these sticks. So with that said, guys, that was a little bit of dogfighting solo with the MSR. You can definitely do it. The Freelancer was really the only challenge there. And he went pretty quick. Size 3 lasers actually took quite a bit of damage. I do wish missiles worked more frequently in 3.15, but I hope those issues are fixed in 3.16. So with that, stand by for the next segment. Thanks for watching so far. See ya. All right, folks. Well, we're here at the segment called If It Fits, It Ships. And I am in a Tumbrel Cyclone MT. And we're going to, I have no doubts this will fit inside the MSR. But this is pretty much the biggest of the Cyclones. And we're going to give it a shot. I don't know if I've ever put this specific Cyclone in this ship, but we're going to see if it fits. And right up that speed ramp. And into the cargo area with literally no issues. I mean, all the way up against the wall, plenty of room to get out. I could probably easily fit 2 of these in here. So, the Tumbrel Cyclone fits with no problem. Let's go grab the next vehicle. All right, folks, so we're back. It's super windy out here in Ida. Of course, every time I do a video, it's going to be super windy, right? We have the Ursa rover here. We're going to see if this thing fits into the MSR. I think it does. This is with the weapons up. So look at that. Fits like a glove. With plenty of room in the back, actually. Sorry, I know it's hard to see. See if I can go backwards at all. It doesn't want to show me, but you can see there's the edge of the door. Plenty of room for the Ursa rover. If there's any question, you can hit P on the Ursa rover, turn off your weapons, and you can have it stow kind of on the side there. So there we go. The Ursa rover most certainly fits inside the MSR. Let's go get another ship or another vehicle for If It Fits, It Ships. All right, so we're here with the Rock DS, like even windier here on the Ida. These weather patterns are crazy. It's like all the time the weather's bad. Anyway, you can see that there's that side seat on the Rock DS there. And there's nothing we can do. If we hit P, yeah, weapons off, nothing's going to happen. Let's pull it up into the MSR, and what do you know, folks? Like a glove. Fits just great, with plenty of room to spare as well. I know it fits because Jawa and I have done this numerous times. If you actually wedge this in, like in a corner, you can actually wedge in like a Cyclone or a Nox or a Dragonfly or something like that as well. So plenty of room for the Greycat Rock and the Greycat Rock DS, right? If the DS fits, you know the Rock fits. So we know the Cyclone fits, we know the Ursa Rover fits, we know the Rock and the Rock DS fits. Obviously, the smaller grav-led vehicles like a Nox or a Dragonfly, an X1, all those will fit in here. Let's go try something. I'm 100% sure it won't fit, but I don't get to drive it enough. We're going to grab the Spartan, and I'm going to show you that it doesn't indeed fit into the ship. And then we'll head on over to cargo run, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so the Anvil Spartan and the Anvil Ballista are built on the Anvil Atlas chassis. It shares a common framework, being that it's long. It's got a bunch of wheels. I think it's 8 wheels. And that being said, I know it won't fit in there, but I just kind of want to show you what'll happen if I try. It does start to go up the ramp, but it gets stuck there. And it moved the ship. I don't know if you saw that. I have, a lot of people have tried, obviously, to put ballistas and stuff into the MSR, and it just don't fit. I might have actually broken my door. So we might be flying with the door down. But the main reason is it's just too big. It's a little bit too wide. And this APC, this is a big vehicle. The only thing this APC fits in is one of the Hercules Starlifters, A2, C2, or M2. And maybe in the future, I'm sure it'll fit inside other things. It does fit inside like an 890 jump into the hangar, things like that. It would fit inside a Carrack or a Caterpillar's cargo areas one day when we can put stuff in there. So Anvil Spartan's a no. Anvil Ballista is also a no. So that wraps up. If it fits, it ships. Now you know it fits inside the MSR as far as cargo. It's a very good vehicle to go out rock mining with. It's quick and agile enough in atmosphere to be able to go scan for those rocks and then park. And it has a nice ramp for easy loading and unloading of your vehicles. Go do your rock mining, wrap it up, go put it back into the MSR, and go fly and sell that stuff. So with that being said, let's cut over to the cargo run, and we'll show you what an MSR looks like when it's full of cargo. All right, folks. So this is the cargo run portion of the video. I had a little unfortunate accident. I was just running down the stairs. I wasn't even running. I was just I wasn't sprinting. I was just running down the stairs and fell and died. So, and my body didn't show up. So I flew my arrow down here, and because I wanted to keep the ship, right? Because there's cargo in there, and I had no body to claim either. So lots and lots and lots of bugs in 315.1. And then every time I try to get in the MSR here, it's been blowing me back. So, yep, just like that. it's insane. So I've had to kind of jump, get in, and okay, it looks like I'm safely in. I did break the door with the ballista. Won't open. I'll try to close it from the cockpit, but this is what the MSR looks like when it is completely full of cargo. I bought a bunch of astatine over here in Ida. It's about the same price as titanium, so hopefully I will make as good of a profit on it. It cost about 90 grand to buy Alpha UEC, which is quite a lot. And I did want to show you with the cargo run kind of the hidden compartment area, the shielded compartment. Not that it matters, but I bought a full load of the astatine. So I got to figure out how the heck to get back there. If I can remember. I never remember how to get back there when I need to get back there. But I did this time. It worked. So here you can see the storage compartment in the shielded area, the special area. This is where those 6 extra boxes go for the cargo. In addition to what's in the cargo bay right now. So with that being said, let's take off. We're going to head for Microtech. And I want to do the paints. I got to film all that stuff. So we're going to head back there. We're going to trade it at the Microtech Trade Division, which I almost never go to because Microtech's kind of so far out of the way. And I'll probably just cut instead of fast forward. When I get to Microtech, then we'll just do a fast forward. And we'll see how much money we actually make with a full load of astatine in the Mercury Star Runner. So stay tuned. All right, folks. So we are back here at good old Microtech here at the Trade Development Division, and we are going to touch the screen to start. Select cell, pick new Babix 2. Oh, that's probably me. That's weird. We're going to pick the Crusader Mercury Star Runner, pick the Astatine. And see, I bought the Astatine for about 90,000 Alpha UBC. I'm going to sell it for 102. That's not bad. It's actually a better profit than titanium. So I'm going to make 12,000 Alpha UBC, which is nice because that's enough money to reimburse me for the armor that I lost while filming this video. Because armor costs, at least something that's not super ugly, costs about 10 grand. And you can see up here, I only have 183. I need to get going on making some money, but got to make some videos for you folks as well. So there we go. There is the cargo run of the Mercury Star Runner. Hey, can't knock 12,000 in profit for just a few minutes of work. Really, cargo running is not going to be lucrative unless you have a much higher quantity of stuff. Like, so if you're in an M2, a C2, an A2, a Drake Caterpillar, or a Carrack, or maybe even a Taurus at the low end, I would say MSR is competitor with a Taurus. But, unless you have some real high value stuff to trade, like with a mining loop, just regular cargo runs, you're not going to make a whole lot of profit unless you have those ships with a higher quantity. Because you got to think, I had to quantum. Now, I didn't have to go to Microtech, but you got to pay your fuel bill and your repair bill, and it takes a little bit of time to get where you're going. So just things to think about when you're doing those cargo runs. So now I'll put you to the next section of the video. Thank you for watching so far. Stay tuned. All right, folks, so it's time to talk about the loadout for the Mercury Star Runner. We're here at Urkel.games, the DPS Calculator Live, and this is kind of the new version of DPS Calculator. If you haven't seen it before, it's pretty good. It has all the faster power priority stuff, and I think it's going to go live here soon. I know they've been working on it quite a bit. So let's talk about the MSR here. Medium freight transporter. It's a ship size 4, crew size minimum of 1. Really, it's 1 to 3. Cargo 114 SCU, and then it breaks down the HP, the whole hit points for the ship into the body and the nose. They're both equal at 12,000, giving it a total of 37,400 hit points. Not a ton. It's got a little armor, but not very armored at all. It's made to be fast, and it's going to lessen up the weight and the mass. So we'll get into the shields in a minute there. Speaking of mass, it is 1.6 million kilograms. The speed, SCM speed 215. We saw that 1287 for top speed. Pitch yaw and roll. Pitch and yaw are 30 degrees each, and the roll is 125 degrees. One nice thing about the MSR is that it has a ton of fuel. The hydrogen capacity is 4.8 million liters, which you can fly it for a long time. And the quantum fuel capacity is 9,740 liters, which means with quantum fuel, you can fly it for a long time as well. Yeah, in the Crusader showroom at Orison, this thing is just, as mentioned before, just under 5 million Alpha UBC. So let's talk about the stats. The DPS of the pilot guns is, remember, all the guns are the same. They are 492 DPS with 120 Alpha. The turrets added together are more DPS because you can fire more bullets. And that's really important, right? So their DPS with size 3 CF337 Panthers is 1444 with 240 Alpha. So the ship is pretty darn formidable if you have 3 crew members, 2 in the turrets and 1 in pilot seat. Now, if we crank 100% up to weapons. Now we're looking at a pilot DPS of 696, and turrets stay the same. So that would kind of be the max DPS for sustained fire. If we move it just a little bit, let's say we give it like 75, 648. So, you know, I would probably keep the shields up on this ship. The missiles, the damage with the missiles, with the stock missiles that it comes with, is 22,457 damage. The shield types are bubble shields, 15,000 hit points, 367 hit points a second is the recharge. The power on this ship is 4,560 out of 25,000 power a second, so really good on power. Cooling is even better. It uses 448k out of 16,000 K cooling. The EM on this ship is really high as far as stealth goes. IR is not horrible, but it's not stealthy. And it wasn't really designed to be stealthy. I've put stealth components on the ship last patch, and trust me, they see you coming from a mile away. So let's talk about actual weapons, right? We can see under the nose turret, the Mercury uses a different type of system now for picking your guns. You could sort it by a whole different list here, like laser scatter guns, laser repeaters, by the burst DPS, by the actual DPS. It's capacitor driven or whatnot. I just know that the 337s, the attrition 3s, and the NDBs, which are all the laser repeaters, all are exactly the same DPS. They're 500. The laser cannons are also at 500 DPS. The difference is those do more alpha damage, but they have a slower fire rate, right? They do like a laser, which are pretty much, they're all the same right now. The cannon, like the M5A, does 150 alpha, fire rate of 200. Whereas the NDB 30 does 60 alpha damage per shot, but has a fire rate of 500. So that's why their DPS is the same. They just haven't really changed it yet. And also the speed on the repeaters are faster. That's why I like them, because it's a faster speed. I have more shots to get on target, even though they do less damage per shot. And they also have the higher range right now, which doesn't make any sense. The cannons should definitely have a higher range because they're cannons. That should be the advantage of a slower shot, that it goes farther. But the repeaters have a higher range right now, and the repeaters are better for EM. So that being said, my recommendation is to leave the weapons alone. It comes with a great set of laser repeaters. I would leave them alone. They're good on there. Maybe one day, if the attritions go back to actually doing more damage when they heat up, or if the NDBs do some kind of different damage because they're neutron guns, that may make a difference. But right now, I would just keep it on what they have stock. As far as the missiles go, I think it's a really good mix of cross sections. Right now in the game, cross sections are having issues, along with all missiles. So if you wanted to max out your damage for the size 3 launchers, and by the way, I recommend keeping the launchers the same. There's 2 size 3 launchers. I'm sorry, there are 2 size 3 launchers with 1 missile each, and then 2 size 2 launchers with 2 missiles each. You can swap those around if you want 4 size 3s or you want 8 size 2s. But I would keep it the same. You may want to use the EM Thunderbolt 3s instead of the arresters, and possibly also go to like the Chaos 3 or the Viper 3 for infrared if cross section is giving you trouble. But I like the stock loadout here, and I would not change it. MSR is one ship, but there's not much I would change on it. The shields that it comes with are the Aspis. Everything on the ship is industrial grade C, from the shields, power plant, coolers, and the quantum quantum drive. The shields as industrial grade 3, they give 7,500 hit points. Now, the shields, you can upgrade the shields now. They have some more hit points. So I would recommend going with the highest hit point total, which would be the FR-76 military class A shields. The highest hit point total. It's tied with the civilian A, the stealth A, and the industrial A, but I believe the military ones are the cheapest. So I would go with 2 FR-76s, and that's going to bump your shield power up quite a bit. It's over 2,000 more, so you're going to have quite a bit more shields, and they're going to be faster to recharge. So that's a change I would make. If I had to make a change, that's a change I would make. The stock shields are fine though, but if you know you're going to be getting in more combat, I would upgrade them. The power plants are actually fine, industrial grade 3. Maybe one day when we face some kind of EMP issues, we're going to want to change them, but right now diligence industrial grade C's are fine. If you had to upgrade them, I would once again probably go with the military drives, although the most power you're going to get is the industrials, and the industrial grade A, but you really have to look at the power request times. They are lower on the military models, which means basically if you get shut down with EMP, you get rebooted faster with your shields. And they also, I'm sorry, not with your power plants. So that could be something that's valuable to you, but they do have less overall power. So right now, I would just keep those diligence that you have. That's plenty of power. You're not even using a quarter of the power. But if you did want to upgrade, I would go with the JS400s. But I'm not going to put those on there because it's just not something I would do right now. For coolers, I wouldn't touch them. They are industrial grade C cool cores. They're at 8,000K per cooler. If you wanted to, you could get up to the snowpack industrial grade A's. Giving you 8,800 cooling, but you're wasting your money. It's just not something that's needed. The coolers that are on there now, until coolers actually matter in gameplay, don't mess with them. It's a good set of coolers. Now, the one thing I would say, if you have to change anything on the ship, one thing I would recommend to upgrade is the quantum drive. It's a very slow industrial grade C quantum drive. The nice thing about the Bolon is that it really does sip the fuel, but it takes forever to get places. So if you're going, for instance, Microtech to ArcCorp, it says it's going to take you 30 days. It's not really going to take you 30 days, but it's going to take you 13 minutes and 35 seconds to get from Microtech to ArcCorp. That's a long time to just sit there in quantum. Microtech to PO is probably even longer. I would highly recommend, while we're still just in the Stanton system, going with the fastest drive, the military XL1. It's the military grade A, or the Jaeger, the military grade B, or the Crossfield, the military grade C. They're all really fast drives. The Crossfield is the cheapest, but the XL1 is the fastest. You're gonna have plenty of fuel left over, so just keep that in mind. If you actually want to do the most efficient drive, it is the civilian grade A, the Chimera, which, for instance, the Chimera goes 126,000 in its speed, whereas the XL1 does 260,000. But the efficiency on the XL1 is 1.09. The efficiency on the Chimera, which being the most efficient quantum drive, is 1.51. So if you basically want the best value for your dollar, for your Alpha UEC, taking in, speed and the quantum fuel requirement and all that stuff, the most efficient drive is going to be the Chimera with the highest efficiency rating. That being said, it's a compromise in between the XL1 or the military drives and the industrial drives. It's kind of right in between them as far as speed goes. So you know, you're not going to shave that much time off, like a Microtech to Crusader or Microtech to ArcCorp type of jump, but you will shave time off of it. It is almost twice as fast. So take that 13 minutes and cut that down to about 6.5. But if I'm going to recommend anything, I am going to recommend the XL1. It is the most expensive, but it's also the fastest, and that's what matters to me. Time is money. So there's the XL1, and to show you the difference, now Microtech to ArcCorp takes 4.5 minutes versus over 13 minutes. That's a huge benefit if you need to get around the verse and do things. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we will drop our non-stock items into the cart. Then we'll pull up our cart and see how much it's going to cost. This is before we do paints, guys. So my recommendation right now in 3.15.1, I would upgrade the shields. You're going to need 2 FR76s. And I would upgrade the quantum drive to an XL1 or a Jaeger or a Crossfield. Crossfield being the cheapest of them. That's still really fast. The FR76 you can pick up at Cousin Crow's, at Orison, Dumpers Depot, Grim Hex, or Platinum Bay at Crew L1. They are all the same price. The XL1 you can pick up at Cousin Crow's in Orison or Port Tressler out at Microtech. So I would probably say one-stop shopping, just go to Cousin Crow's. The prices for the XL1 are exactly the same. So to upgrade the ship to my full standards here, best shields, best quantum drive, it's going to cost you 171,400 space bucks or Alpha UBC. That may change with time, but right now Cousin Crow's has the kind of the high-end components, and I think CIG is trying to get us to go to Orison more. It used to be Microtech one-stop shopping. That's not the meta anymore. The meta is Orison, so just keep that in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and empty the cart, and so let's talk about paints for this game. There's so many paints for the Mercury Star Runner. There just really is. So the first one we're going to talk about, well, we'll show the stock paint job. So the stock paint job, it's actually very pretty. It's the white of the MSR with there's some red accents, and then there's a lot of black in there, dark. I think it comes out really well. It's very Crusader colors, and I think it looks very nice. The second paint job we will look at is, I'll go ahead and pull it up. It is the 2951 Best in Show livery. It's kind of metallic, dark blue with some dark gray accents. To get this paint, you would have to have owned the Mercury Star Runner during IAE of 2951, and it's, I don't mean buy it in game. I mean own it in real money, and then you get credited this Best in Show livery. The next paint on the list is the Mercury Star Runner 2951 Fortuna livery, which is kind of, it's a limited paint. It's metallic dark green in color with gray accents and light gray decals. It was made for the 2951 Stella Fortuna celebrations. And if you want to know more about Stella Fortuna, then you can see Jawa's video on Stella Fortuna. The next paint on the list is the Blackguard livery. This is one of my favorites. It's a little bit like the Best in Show, but it is a two-tone blue and dark gray color with dark gray accents and white decals. I think it looks very nice on the MSR. It's one of my more favorite paint jobs. The next paint job up, the next livery is the Star Runner Equinox livery. The Equinox it's very interesting. It's a two-tone orange and yellow color with dark gray accents and white decals. It kind of gives the MSR that Argo look a little bit. It's okay. It's definitely, it's a statement. The next paint job after that is the one that I actually don't have. It is the Night Runner livery. So hopefully I'm showing you a picture on the screen right now, or borrowing someone else's video. It's a near black color with gold accents, and it is a reward for completing Watch the Skies tip line game. This paint job is no longer available. It came out with the MSR. I wasn't playing the game when that happened, so I don't actually own this paint. I do own the rest of them. So next paint job up is the Polar Camo livery, which is white in color with light gray on gray, light gray, and then a regular gray camo pattern with dark gray accents. Kind of similar to the original paint job. Doesn't have the reds, it's more grays. It kind of has that polar camo look if you like Microtech. The next paint job after the Polar Camo is the Silver Spark livery, which is probably my favorite besides the Night Runner. I run a lot with Silver Spark livery. It's a two-tone gray and dark gray color with dark gray accents and yellow decals. So I think it stands out really well. So that would be the favorite one that I own. And then the last livery that we have is the Skyrider livery for the MSR. It is grayish blue in color with dark gray accents and a sky blue dark gray and with blue decals. So I actually really like this livery. It's it's that real light bluish gray, and it's very low contrast versus some of the other ships, which are very high contrast. But it's very subtle, and I kind of like the way it was pulled off with the MSR. So that's about it for liveries, guys. I hope you enjoyed this section of the video and the loadouts that I have recommended for the Mercury Star Runner. We're going to head on over to the next section of the video, which should be the brochure on the MSR. Thanks for watching. Hang in there. I'll be right with you with the brochure. All right, guys. So here is the brochure on the Mercury Star Runner. This brochure, it's weird, and you can't find it on the website for Star Citizen when you start looking at ships and stuff like that. It's actually part of, if you look up, and I may put this link in the description of the video, it's part of the Crusader Mercury Join the Manhunt page, which talks about the people you'll see in the reunion video. Alex Dugan, which is a very wanted criminal, Moss Hulan, who is her co-pilot and partner, and also Banu. And it talks about a special message from the advocacy. And this is where Keep Your Eyes on the Skies kind of comes in. And talks about their ship, the Belligerent Duck, which has a really cool, unique paint job with like the duck eye and everything. Distinguishing characteristics, which really just talks about the ship and stuff like that. And then learn more about the Mercury. And that pretty much puts out, this ship and the brochure for this ship that starts talking about the concept flags. So let's go ahead and review. It's a really great picture of the MSR on the cover here. I really like it. So next page, your delivery solution. Catering to governments and the private sector alike, Crusader Industries Star Runner chassis raises the bar on speed and efficiency while remaining a stalwart of reliability. The Mercury ticks all the boxes expected of a dependable courier vessel and then some. Whatever you're transporting, there's nothing safer or more secure than the Mercury. Like everything we produce, the Mercury is built with the same engineering and design principles that have made Crusader the go-to manufacturer for galactic transport on every scale. And so remember, we talked about it earlier, the Mercury, and then it actually changed the name to the Mercury Star Runner, and there's not any plans to do any other type of Mercury variants, but the ship really is called the Mercury. Rough, rugged, and reliable. No matter your payload, we understand that delivering it intact is key to success. We also appreciate that not every run goes to plan. It's a wild universe out there, but with the Mercury, you can rest easy knowing your cargo is well guarded. With a full complement of cutting-edge offensive and defensive countermeasures, the Mercury keeps you and your customers' livelihoods safe. In recent years, Mercuries have served on the fleets of militia and even successfully competed in semi-professional racing, because it is quite a fast ship for its size. Despite this versatility, the ship is still synonymous with timely delivery by independent contractors and civilian entrepreneurs. Stay ahead of schedule, trouble, and your competition. Precision visibility, very great cockpit view in this ship. You can tell this brochure is fairly old. It says a unique crystal view cockpit offers maximum visibility. And, that has the old MFDs and the old globe map and stuff like that. Yeah, this is a little bit older. Land, load, and leave. Land, load, and leave. Land, load, and lift off in no time. The extra wide speed ramp makes loading cargo a breeze, and thanks to Crusader's award-winning VTOL tech, takeoffs and landings are effortless. I don't really see a whole lot of VTOL tech in this ship. I've turned VTOL on and off, and I haven't noticed a big difference. The ramp is nice, though. It's nice. It's long. It's large. It fits a lot of vehicles. It fits a lot of cargo, and I just like vehicles that have ramps. Or you know, like the 400i has like a stairs ramp type deal. Not that I mind the elevators, but it's just nice to have the ramps. So next up is sensitive consignment. So here's where all the server racks are, and apparently everybody on the crew of this ship is bald. Whether you're running data, security is paramount. When you're running data, security is paramount. The Mercury didn't become the preeminent Star Runner on the market by taking it lightly. Built-in encryption protocol, a programmable kill switch, and a customizable security configurations to ensure private information never falls into the wrong hands. The whole data system was tailor-made for privacy and security. So one of the big things besides just cargo hauling is that the MSR can scan for different things, and it can collect data. And so during the one of the Q&As, CIG talked about examples of legal data collection and illegal collection. So an example of legal data collection in PvE would be a mission along the lines of scanning a certain location for information, such as asteroid composition or density. Alternatively, you may receive a mission to find specific player-owned ships and their locations, which will need to be reported back to the mission giver. Illegal data collection would be something more along the lines of intercepting sensitive information between two ships for PvE, or intercepting and beating another player to delivery on an existing data running mission. So I think this ship really is very multi-role. It can do, you know, box missions. It can do cargo hauling with a fairly good sized bay. It can do sensitive cargo hauling, illegal goods, drug running. It can do data running with you know, the new data running mechanics that are going to be in the game soon, sometime in 2022. It's going to be able to scan for certain things. Not like the Terrapin. It's not a scout. It'll be really good to do some illegal things with and hopefully not get caught. It can do a little bit of dogfighting. It even can do maybe a little bit of racing. Very, very multi-role, and it's a beautiful ship to boot. This asymmetric view that you see out here, the brochure says, born to run. The Mercury's proclivity for acceleration, high G maneuverability, and top speed cruising are evident in the ship's unorthodox asymmetrical design. The center of mass and thruster positions deliver what Crusader feels to be the perfect handling balance, whether the hold is laden or empty. One day, when the hold is going to be full, the ship will be more difficult to control because it'll be more mass. In fact, the Mercury is still the only ship to successfully complete the Abel Baker Challenge in back-to-back years. The result of development over many years, some might think the Mercury's strange, but chances are they didn't look fast enough to see it. The Mercury is kind of based off the Millennium Falcon. The CIG has said this. I'll try to put a link to that. I think it's a Reverse the Verse, an old show where they start talking about Crusader stuff long before this came out. And they really got a lot of inspiration from the Millennium Falcon, and that's good because this is an awesome ship. A team player. The Mercury has supported countless military, private security, and humanitarian aid missions, carrying sensitive data and vital cargo to and from dangerous locations. The very features that make it the perfect courier also make it an exemplary support craft. Here it is next to an M2, a Hercules M2. You could tell Crusader's design on there for sure. Then it talks about some of the features of the ship, the speed ramp, the cargo hold. They actually are pretty accurate here. The data storage rooms, the server rooms, the scanner room is actually on the wrong side, I believe. Habitation is correct. Recreation room is correct. So I think they actually have the scanner room. Should be on the port side of the ship. Cockpit is pretty correct as well. So that's part of the interior spec. something that's actually not too far out of date. Now this page is like pretty out of date because they planned it to have just 2 size 3 hardpoints, 1 gimbaled laser repeater, a couple man turrets that are size 2. Everything's size 3 now. But it's still fairly close to what it was supposed to be. Max crew of 3, minimum crew of 1, armored light. Initial was 96 SCU, now it's 114. So pretty darn close to what, you know, even just the aesthetic. It's a little bit wider now, the engines and stuff, and it doesn't have that big central engine in the back like it was going to have. Instead, it has bigger kind of 45-degree angle engines, but pretty close to the original design. And that is it. That is it for the brochure with Crusader Industries and the Mercury Star Runner. And thanks for listening, and I hope you learned some information from that. Next up, we're going to see the video I've been talking about so much. One of the best things about last year in 2020 was this reunion video. So well done. It's a beautiful video. It really shows the action and things that this Star Citizen engine is capable of, and I really hope we get some really cool scripted events like this in Squadron 42 and hopefully Star Citizen one day as well. And enjoy that, and then we'll catch you guys on the flip side of that with the fully manned MSR taking on probably some bad guys. Who knows? Thanks for watching so far. Stick around.
Come on, Dugan! We kill you to fly a little less crazy? I don't know what you're griping about. I just liberated you from those miscreants. More like kidnapped. Do you want me to give you back? Not particularly. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, not a good idea! Where's your co-pilot anyway? Mal? Maz? Really not a good idea? I think we lost him. I think something's on fire back there. We had some wild times on this ship, huh? Remember when Sir Elise tried to steal it?
Which time? He always had a weird fixation on the duck.
Think he still does?
No, I heard he's dead.
So are we if you don't get back up here? Those miscreants caught up. Hi-yi-yi. Just get in the damn turret. Come on, you bushwhacking Ranus, let's go!
Gonna shoot him or talk to him? You gonna get me in a position? You see that?
Do I still got it? Or do I still got it?
Sulo Pindo.
T-A-E-A.
Your banner is terrible. And I told you, they're programmed to recognize my voice.
T-A-E-A. How much are the deacons paying for me anyway?
You aren't gonna talk your way out of this one, laddie.
I can get you money, you know. Hey, think about it. Pop these cuffs, you and me get back on the duck, and we'll go rob the damn Central Core Bank. Come on, Dugan, it'll be just like old times. Be like we never left Lago.
dog. So happy to see you back safe and sound. She's displeased. I can tell. See, normally, when you abandon your crew to be taken by the police, you're not expecting to see them again.
Happy I could facilitate this reunion. Now, about those advocates.
Ah, yes. The authorization codes. These were not easy to come by, but well worth the trouble.
Codes? You traded me for damn access codes?
You're more than welcome to stick around. See how this all plays out. I can assure you, this will be long and painful. Should be fun.
I really should be,
What's the matter, Dugan? Got another old cohort to sell out? Gonna hit up a Banu slave market or two?
You know what, Zen? Just because we did a few jobs together way back, doesn't mean I owe you anything. The Banu have a word for backstabbers like you. Hi-yi-yi!
Get them! Look out for them!
What was that about? You couldn't clue me into your little plan? This way! Not this way! Over there! Cyclone! Hey, it's pretty cozy down here. Watch your port side.
Isn't that your job?
Uh-oh, they brought in the big boy.
Yeah, I see it. Almost there. How about you get these flies off our back?
How about you keep this thing on four wheels? I can't light it!
Never mind, I got it. Or not. Hit the hatch, I'll get us off the ground.
Let's go!
Better get us real high real fast before that ballista does it for us! Incoming!
You got it handled? 50-50?
Damn it, Maddie.
Hold on.
You good?
I thought we were toast back there. That was something else, Dugan. I mean, I almost jacked all over the turret, but those were some moves. Dugan?
Got it, Mass. There's no way the Deacon's caught up that fast.
Alex. Been a long time.
Sorry, Liege. I heard you were dead.
Never better. Got a message this morning from an old acquaintance. You'll never guess who.
I have a couple of ideas.
Look, Dugan, I didn't know you were gonna spring me from the Deacons.
Yeah, well, to be honest, neither did I. Get in the turret. Give it a 10 count and then unleash hell.
Zen. Zen. The ambulance.
Hang in there, Mass, just a little while longer.
Well, folks, that just about wraps up our show on the Mercury Star Runner. I hope you've had as good a time as I have. This ship is really something special. Now that I've been flying it so much more, instead of all some of the newer ships I have, it really, I've just fallen back in love with it. It is really a really good jack of all trades ship in the smaller ship category, size 2 shields and power plants and stuff. And I'd really like to know what you think about this ship as we are zooming around Microtech, the host of IAE 2951, where this paint job is from. What can I say about the MSR that I haven't already said? It really is just a phenomenal ship. It's great solo gameplay. It's got great multi-crew gameplay. It's got features that aren't even in the game yet, like the data running. It's a good capacity cargo hauler. You can easily do box missions. It can hold its own in PvE combat, and it really shines with multi-crew combat. I mean, in today's game, it can really do it all except for mining. But even with that, you can easily put a rock in this ship and do some mining. I mean, really, there is no excuse not to own a Mercury Star Runner. One of Crusader's best ships, in my opinion. I really like all the Crusader ships, but I really am enjoying the Mercury Star Runner. Once again, it might end up being my daily driver, and I hope it'll be yours too. So I'd really like to hear what you think about the Mercury Star Runner. Do you think it's a good ship? Do you love it? Do you own one? Do you want to own one? And I'm going to put some links in the description below. Some stuff that we didn't include in this really long video. If you're here with me at the end, I really want to say thank you. I appreciate your loyalty and I appreciate your viewership. Jawa and I really, really, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for watching. Look for those links in there. And if you're interested in more content, especially on Crusader ships or any of the other ships we've done reviews on, mining tutorials, noob guides, weapons guides, all kinds of stuff like that, check out our YouTube playlists. We have a lot of videos in there. If you want to join in on the fun, on the mining, on the refining, on the cargo runs, on you want to be in one of the videos, whatever, just hit us up on our Discord. You can find the link to our Discord in the description below, or you can find all of our links at our website, https://fistingjawa.org. That's fistandjawa.org. Some of you know where that's coming from. I'll try to put a link up on the screen. And I hope we see you in the Discord. I hope you hop on the streams every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mountain. And there's a mining stream every Sunday at 9 a.m. Mountain, Java with Jawa. And I hope to see you there. And until then, just like I say every time, if the fist don't get you, the lightning bolt will. Good night, Stan.